Hello everybody, this is Rue back again, and today will be a very special review as I will be reviewing Yu-Gi-Oh! Figma Dark Magician Girl. I've been waiting for this figure for a long time because I saw the prototypes online and I saw how it was going to be, and I am a huge fan of Dark Magician Girl as you've seen in my previous videos. So as soon as I saw it up for sale, I bought it immediately. Before we get into the figure though, let's just look at the packaging. The packaging is in a nice Figma style, just like all the other Figmas. And she's in the window display. You got all the accessories there. And yeah, Max Factory, Good Smile Company, Figma 313 Dark Magician Girl from Yu-Gi-Oh! Like I said. On the side, we have a product shot of Dark Magician Girl winking at us. Just moving the camera up. On the top, Dark Magician Girl again, and on the side, another picture of Dark Magician Girl, and on the bottom, Dark Magician Girl again. And on the back, you get all the product shots and what you can do with this figure, and Japanese text that I cannot understand. Anyway, let's crack this thing open because I've been waiting a long time to review this. And here is Dark Magician Girl out of her packaging, and as you can see, she looks extremely cool, extremely cute, extremely kawaii, whatever you want to say. She looks awesome. Just look at that. The amount of the detail they put in this figure is just great. I must say though, getting her in this pose was a bit of a pain, and you'll see why in a second. Before we get into her, let's actually look at her accessories in closer detail. She comes with a variety of hands right here. She comes with pointing hands, grasping hands, fisted hands, open palm hands, funny weird teacup holding hands, and some thumbs up, no, peace sign hands. And they're all very cool and they're detailed and everything. And they come on this standard hand holder thing, which is very useful. She comes with 2 sets of legs. Now these legs are so that she can bend up more, because as you know, these Figma figures, these recent ones for some reason, do not have articulation that goes forward for their legs. It does go a little bit, but if you try hard enough, they'll just pop right off. So these 2 are so that she can facilitate that movement. She also comes with a little stand clip, and it's just another one so that you can pose her in another way, whatever. And she comes with an extra wrist peg because apparently, from what I've heard, they're very, very fragile, so that's an extra one in case it breaks. She comes with her magic book, or I forgot what it's called, the magic card, in which she reads the book and she gains all more attack points. And it's very detailed on the outside. I love it. It's got some feather little silver feathers on here and here and here. It's got a lock. It's got some silver paint. It's got brown over the silver, which looks nice, and it's all actually sculpted in, so it's not just painted. It's got a little nice jewel there, and it's even got a clasp here so that it doesn't close, and inside, of course, there's nothing written inside of it. And it's got this nice feel to it. I love this. It's just so soft. Not soft as in, you know, like pliable. It's hard plastic. It just feels nice. She comes with 2 exchangeable faces. One where she's just looking at the side, and just one normal face. Both look nice. And you know, she also comes with the winking face that I already have on her. She comes with, obviously, her super cool gold staff, which is really cool, nicely painted, nicely detailed. Look at that. The gold paint is awesome. Much better than the actual statue ones that I've reviewed before. So, and of course it does pop open so that you could put it into her hand. She comes with the book stand so that book can stand on its own. It's translucent plastic so that it won't show too much. And it actually comes in 2 pieces. This piece and this piece was actually kind of hard to get in, and you've got to be careful because this is very fragile. And it just plugs into the bottom of the book, like so. You can't be too rough with the book, but it does have a ball joint at the bottom, so you can move it around like so, and it won't fall probably. No, if you push it too back, it'll fall. But any other pose, it'll stand up pretty good. And she can read her magic spells and all that stuff. And finally, she comes with the standard base and stand, which is also useful. She can stand on her own, but you have to try. So, and it also comes with a little Figma bag to keep everything in, which is, I love these things. So, now that we've taken a look at the accessories, let's take a look at the figure closely. I'll say it once and I'll say it again. Just look at the detail in this figure. It's just awesome. The paint is spot on. There's no sort of splotches anywhere you can look. Everything is just awesome. There's her little crest there. Her knockers are all right. Just look at that. The skirt is nicely painted, nicely detailed. I don't know what this is, arm guards or something. Cuffs, but yep. Her hat looks cool. Even the back is good because they usually mess up the back. Her legs are awesome. The joints don't really show much on the arms or legs, they barely do. And yeah, so that the boots are nicely sculpted as well. And the bottoms are flat so that she can stand straight. And here's an undershot because I know you're going to want to see that. You can see the joints here, which is off-putting, but still really cool. And they've also given this pliable material so that you can move her around. And yeah, just awesome. Nice work, Figma. Moving on to replacing body parts, you can take her hat off actually by just booking it off. It's got a little peg here and there's a hole in her head, which is kind of a downside, but really, who's going to pose her without the hat? And even so, it'll always be in the front mostly. But yes, to replace the head, you just like any other Figma, you just pull the front of her hair off like that. Be careful. You take the face off, pull it off, and now she's got this scary face. Then you just plug her face back in. There's a little peg, there's a hole, and there's a peg here. You just peg that in. Make sure it's in right. And you just put her hair piece back with this peg and that hole. And there is her other face. And you can also put her hat back on, of course. Like so. It's kind of hard to see, but there it is. Now, replacing her hands, you've got to be a little bit careful because it comes in two pieces. It's like her hand and this are two separate pieces. So when you pull the hand off, you just pluck that out. And her little thing that covers her hand actually falls off as well. So there's a little hole there, and the peg has to go through both of those, or the hand has to go through both of those. So be careful because I already lost it once, and it took me forever to find. And then you can just plug another hand in. We'll plug in an open palm hand here, and then just be careful with aligning it because you might do it wrong. And there it is, another hand replaced. There you go. So it's easy, but you just got to be a little bit careful with this one. Now for the legs, this is kind of where it hits the fan. You just pull this off, if I can do it. Oh, okay, just dropped something here. No biggie, pick it up. Yeah, you pull the leg off, and here's a problem. This leg comes off, obviously. This little joint here is supposed to come off as well, and it always gets stuck there. So it's really hard to get off, but with a little bit of judicious force, you can get it off, and this is what's supposed to come off. So it's just left with a bare peg here. And of course, her underwear are actually a separate piece, so you also have to be careful with that, because I've got it caught in between the underwear, which is the actual weak plastic, and it'll get caught and ruin the figure. So that's another thing you gotta worry about. But you just plug this back. Yeah, it's kind of, again, it's really hard to put these things back in. But once it's in, there you go. And then you take this piece off, the actual leg. And of course the boot is in two pieces so that it can facilitate movement as well, which is cool. So you gotta also be careful about this piece coming off this. And then you can replace it with one of the bent legs I showed earlier. And you just plug this into the hole, like so. There you go. And then you can plug this back into her thigh here. Just kind of easier said than done, but there it goes. And there is her leg replaced, which of course I said is to facilitate more movement so that she can move her leg more front, because it cannot do that with her leg like this because it'll just pop right off. So you see it goes really far up now, and it's really nice. It's to get her into a lot of other poses you want. To put her staff in her hand, it's really easy. You just replace one of the hands with the grasping hands, and you just pull this off the top of her staff, and you just reel it through her hand like so, and you just put this back on, and there you have her staff in her hand. Like I said, articulation is pretty much hit and miss with this one. It's much better than, I think it's much better than Yugi, Figma Yugi, which I reviewed earlier. Her head is on a ball joint, so it can go, oh, you see, already her head fell off, so we'll just take the head off for now. Her head goes up and forwards and backwards, really. Because of her hair, she can't really go up, and she can go down a little bit, but she can really only turn. The hair just gets in the way. Even on the front, it just gets in the way. So that's a bummer. Her hands can go in and out to a certain extent because of this. Again, her clothes gets in the way a lot. So in and out, forwards, backwards. It can go forward that much actually, just due to her costume again getting in the way, and it can go back pretty far. Her elbow is on a double hinge, so it can go really, it can bend a lot. Her hands are on a ball joint, so it can go forwards, backwards, and it can rotate. She has an ab cruncher of some sort. She does. So it can go side to side, forwards, backwards. Not too much, but sufficient enough. And again, her clothes is really soft so that it can facilitate the movement. She's got a hip joint, waist joint, so she can go that much. But I wouldn't try doing it anymore. You might risk popping a figure out, the joint off the figure. So, yeah. So, pretty good there. Her legs, this is where it kind of gets bad. So, her legs can go maybe this much. I would not try to do any more than that, because if you do, it'll pop right off, as I shown in my Yugi review. And if you'd like to see that again, just look at my older videos. They are right there, aligned for you. So, yeah. So it can go forward a little bit, backwards. A lot, actually. I don't know why that is. Her knees are on a double joint there. And they can rotate at the thigh, and they can rotate at her boot, right here. Her feet can not really go up and down at all. It kind of sucks. And it can rotate, and it has some ankle tilt or ankle pivot. So yeah, like I said, her articulation is hit and miss. It's a lot better than Yugi's, I'd have to say. And for a quick size comparison, here she is with her two statue counterparts, the 1/7 scale Kotobukiya statue and the Dark Side of Dimension statue. And as you can see, she's smaller than the both, but she can move her joints around and everything, which is cool. And these are set at these poses, which are fantastic, may I say. Just for another quick size comparison, here she is with Figma Yugi and Revoltech Yugi from Dark Side of Dimensions. And as you can see, these two are pretty much in scale, and he's not, because he's from a different figure series or whatever, a different brand. But yeah, I gotta say, I'm very impressed with this figure. The amount of poses you can get into, all the accessories it comes with, the detail, her painting, her sculpt, just everything about this figure is just amazing. There are a few downsides to her, but yeah, I can overlook those because they're so small in comparison with the quality of the figure. The price and just the way the joints have to be changed in order to get her into specific poses is the only two things I can actually think of when I say that there's something wrong with this figure. And like I said, again, the price is, it's kind of steep there at 70 plus dollars. So I'll leave the decision of whether or not to get this figure to you. But being a Yu-Gi-Oh fan and Dark Magician Girl fan, I would say go out and get it as soon as possible because I can see this figure flying off the shelves very quickly. And because of that, it's probably going to be very rare. Hopefully, maybe not. I don't know. But I would get it. I would like get it as soon as possible if you are considering it. So yeah. Anyways, this was my review. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you stay tuned for more because I have more coming up. And yeah, stay tuned.